Again, I'm just showing you some more sculpting techniques. So as you can see, I'm carrying on with the Bronze Age axe here, and oops, what I've got now is that I've got a cylinder here. So I started off with a cylinder, went along using the traditional polygon method, where you will grab each row of vertices and from the side view, go in, select your vertices row by row, move them to where you want, scale them, and just gradually get them in position, going along. What I've actually done, and this is good for your retopology and just modeling in general, is that as I've gone down, I've actually rotated each row of vertices a little, just to kind of get that more organic feel of wood, and like a tree bark moving down. So I've obviously added a lot of divisions to this, but can you see how each row is gradually kind of going along and staying in line with the flow of the wood? So it's going to result in a more realistic piece of wood there. What I'm now doing is sculpting it, just like I did with the stone. On this piece of wood though, what I'm after is a more kind of subtle grained effect, like the row, like tree bark almost. And I'm going to layer it with a bit of texture in, like I've done on my on here. But I will be keeping it a little bit smoother, and the tool I'm using for this is the imprint tool again, and I've chosen a stamp which is like a rough grain of wood running down, and the draw method I've actually gone for continuous. Now continuous is going to allow you to drag down here, and you can see how as I'm going down I'm getting a very subtle effect on my wood. So if I just zoom in a bit more, you see that how it's kind of, let me just bring the size down, and I'm just running down the wood to create that feel of tree bark. So I'm running down it here, and you can see it's just adding some natural kind of just that kind of natural wood effect really. Continuous is going to work much better than the traditional method. I'm trying to get rid of the edges that were left from the polygon. So as you can see on this bit, it's starting to look pretty cool. I'm getting rid of that bit here. There we go. So I'll be running along this now and just creating that feel of a tree bark. And we're almost complete with the high poly sculpt here. So it's starting to look pretty nice. What I'll probably do is just smooth some of my stonework on the blade, because I think it's probably just looking a little bit rough, a bit too much. Needs to be a bit smoother. Okay, it's coming together. And what I'm trying to do is create shadow here. It's all about baking the textures from this. So I want to try and create this feel of a wooden texture on here. As I'm moving around, these shadows are going to be captured when I bake the normals from it. So we're getting there. I'll finish this up now. Another thing I wanted to just draw your attention to is that when I moved this cylinder and placed it within the stone, I had to kind of bring this out a bit more. Now the tool to use for that is the sculpt tool, just the lift tool here. So this will lift the surface, and you can see how that you can bring it out. Now I've got a very small brush there. I'll I'll just change the brush using the roll off, and you see how I can bring it out and make it feel like, you know, there's enough stonework there to hold the wood. And if you go too far and you don't like it, you can click back on here and go to invert, and that will push it in. So if I just bring this down, just the strength of it a bit, there we go, and we can just bring those lumps back in if we need to. Okay, cool. It's all about making it feel that that stone has been worked to allow the wood to go through it. So I'm after that kind of slightly bobbly effect, how it's been sort of like smashed into get that wood in the stone. Okay, cool. Nice. So what I'm going to do is just carry on creating that grain of wood, and on the top I'll probably just add a bit of texture on this top bit of the wood and flatten that off a little bit and just smooth some of this up. So once I've done this, I'm going to be creating a base mesh for this axe, so you can see the process that's involved for that.